My abusive sister showed up at my house after 10 years and then accused my husband of having an affair with her. Yeah, that's how this starts. I'm 26 now, and I haven't spoken to my sister or my mom since I was 18. Growing up, my mom clearly favored my younger sister, Cheryl, and I mean clearly. It wasn't subtle at all. She let Cheryl steal my things, break my stuff, and honestly, just treat me like a punching bag. And whenever I said anything, my mom would just brush it off and say, "Every parent has a favorite." My dad tried everything to fix things: therapy, family meetings, interventions, anything that could make it better, but nothing worked. Eventually, he realized the only way to protect me was to leave, so my parents divorced. After that, Cheryl stayed with my mom and I stayed with my dad. By the time I was 16, I was living with him full time, and when I turned 18, I cut all contact. No calls, no messages, nothing. But even after I left, Cheryl didn't stop. She had this weird obsession with me. Whenever I had a boyfriend, she would somehow find out who he was and try to flirt with him. Every single time, the guy would come back and tell me immediately, completely creeped out. Then it got worse. She actually tried to open a credit card in my name. Luckily, my dad had already locked my credit, so it didn't go through. But that's when it really hit me. This wasn't normal. Something was seriously wrong. So I stayed away for years. Until one random day, completely out of nowhere, I get a call from my aunt, someone I hadn't spoken to in almost a decade. She asks me, "Did you hear what happened?" I hadn't. Then she tells me Cheryl needs a place to stay because my mom kicked her out. And before I can even react, she starts pushing me, saying things like, "Family helps family," and "It's just for a few days." I told her no, calmly, clearly, just no. I explained that I haven't had a relationship with them for years and that they're basically strangers to me now. But she kept pushing, repeating the same things over and over. So eventually, I just blocked her. And honestly, I thought that was the end of it. It wasn't. The very next day, in the middle of work, our doorbell camera goes off. I check it, and my stomach drops, because standing outside my door with 2 suitcases is Cheryl, after 10 years. I go to the door, but I keep the screen locked between us, and she just smiles like nothing ever happened. "Hey, sis," like we're close. I just look at her and ask what she wants. She says she got into a fight with our mom and needs a place to stay. I told her no, immediately. And that's when everything takes a turn. She suddenly starts crying, and then she says, "I didn't want to tell you this, but I've been having an affair with your husband for 6 months." I just stood there for a second, trying to process what she had just said, and then, almost perfectly timed, my husband walks into the room behind me and goes, "Wait, what?" Cheryl looks confused. She's staring at him like she doesn't recognize him at all. And that's when it clicks. My husband had recently grown a beard, and all his pictures online were from before that. She had no idea what he actually looked like now. I look at her and say, "That's my husband," and her face just drops. She tries to backtrack to fix what she just said, but it's obvious she made the whole thing up. At that point, I wasn't even angry. I just said, "Bye, Cheryl," and closed the door. She kept knocking, ringing the bell, and pleading for about 10 minutes before finally leaving. After that, I needed answers. So I called my cousins and asked what actually happened, why my mom kicked her out. And the truth was insane. Apparently, my mom had been in a long-term relationship with a man for years, and somehow Cheryl ended up sleeping with him. That was the final line. That's why she got kicked out. I thought that was already bad enough, but later that day I talked to my dad, and he told me something I had never known. During the divorce, my mom had tried to claim that I wasn't his biological child, so they did paternity tests. It turned out I am his child, but Cheryl isn't. She's actually the biological daughter of that same man. Yeah. After hearing that, everything just felt even more messed up. Later, Cheryl called me again from a different number. This time, she wasn't aggressive. She was begging, asking if she could stay with me or if I could send her money, anything. And honestly, I was just tired. And yeah, I was angry too. So I told her the truth. I told her who that man really was to her. She went completely silent. Then she started begging me to tell her I was lying. I didn't say anything else. I just hung up. After that, everything kind of spiraled. Calls, messages, voicemails from different family members. Some confused, some apologizing, some still trying to convince me to help her. But I was done. Completely done. So I saved everything, messages, call logs, even the footage from my door camera, and my husband and I started looking into legal protection just in case things escalated. Some extended family members have reached out since then, now that they know the truth. But honestly, I don't even know if I want to rebuild those relationships. They weren't there when I needed them, and I've already built a life without all of this. So at this point, I'm just focused on protecting my peace and keeping my distance from all of it.